the last Are We Surprised segment, Twitter files.
Okay,
we don't even need to talk about it. All we have to say is just Twitter files. Are we surprised? No.
But the real thing, in the same vein, I'm like, I don't care unless there's actionable steps taken, because Elon Musk is not a fucking whistleblower. You know what I mean? And don't let him make you think he is, because he's fucking not. You know what I mean? And this just shit pisses me off to no end, because all he's going to do is use this platform, drive it into the ground, one, make the government come in and subsidize his fuck up so that, the de facto town hall or whatever is now subsidized by the government and Elon doesn't have to actually pay for it like he originally intended not to. But the other thing is he's trying to come out as all higher than thou and altruistic and, I'm doing this so that people can really know the truth about Twitter. And shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Elon Musk
how
is
much
not
of
a
it do you think
whistleblower.
How much of it do you think is like
Elon Musk is in it for his own profit 100%.
No. Here, I see that.
Elon Musk is not a whistleblower. Yeah, continue.
What portion of this do you think is like a Silicon Valley ego trip where, you got these big swinging dicks attack, you got Elon Musk, Jack Dorsey, your Zuckerbergs, your Bezoses. How much of this do you think is like an Elon Musk ego trip trying to just drag Jack Dorsey through the mud? Because I think there's definitely more than a 15 to 20% chance, or not chance, but I think as far as his motivations go, I think you could chalk up about 15 to 20% of this being like, man, fuck Jack Dorsey. I'm gonna drag his name through the mud.
I think Elon Musk is 100% in it for his own profit. I don't think Jack Dorsey is anything more than a means to an end for him. If he wants to drag Jack Dorsey through the mud, it's only going to be because he can reap more out of it on the back end. So he's going to drag Jack Dorsey in the way that he ran Twitter through the mud, give him every single piece of information that he can find, whether it matters or not. You know what I mean? They're talking about Hunter Biden's dick. Joe Biden wanted to stop nudes, revenge porn of his son going up online. And that's part of the fucking Twitter files. Shut up. You know what I mean? This is just not even close to anything other than Elon trying to make this seem like Twitter was some big conspiracy against people in general. But I mean, if he's going to make it right wing or left wing, whatever. But it's not. Elon Musk is not a whistleblower. He's a self-serving asshole.
Do you think there's any possibility that and I don't even know if this would be looked at as a positive outcome, because I don't think it's necessarily positive or negative, but do you think there's any outcome from this where there's not necessarily subsidization from the government for Twitter, but is there regulation put in place relating to these social media apps that somehow restricts shadow banning from being something that's permissible, or at least you have to disclose to those users, hey, this is being blocked and this is why? Do you think that there's any, because I think that could potentially be a positive outcome, right? You get people where that's their profession, like they need those apps for their profession. And if you're a journalist or somebody that's a content creator where that's how you make your money and you're being shadow banned and you don't know it and you don't know why, that's going to have a negative financial impact on people. So I think that's the only positive outcome that I could see, is maybe some sort of legislation being pushed forward. Because number two, the claims of this like being relative like to election tampering, I think you could make a legitimate argument in like a legal court case that Twitter employees collectively did manipulate. It's very clear that they manipulated information and stuff that was on the platform, but you could make an argument, a strong argument, I think, that it had an impact on the election to a certain standpoint because of, there's less negative stuff about one person and more positive stuff about another. That's going to sway people on a platform of that size.
So there's quite a large difference between election tampering and restriction of information. You know what I mean? And I think that's where the court case would ultimately fizzle out, because at the end of the day, it's not election tampering. We're not tampering with.
It's not. Yeah, we're not
here.
tampering.
So
I think
if there were to be hearings and people coming in and having to actually speak to Congress and things like that, there may be some kind of regulation that's put in. But at the end of the day, these are pretty much monopolies, and at the end of the day, where is the financial incentive coming from? Are they going to have a bigger financial incentive from individuals who are having their livelihood, struck down by shadow bans and things like that? Or are they going to have bigger financial incentives from the actual companies themselves, who are typically now, at least with Twitter, private companies, or at least have boards of directors and stuff? You know what I mean? So it's not like the government owns these things, which is where I've heard Elon wants to eventually go, is that the government eventually buys Twitter from him and turns it into a government-run thing. I think that the regulation that could be put onto it is going to be manipulated in a way to specifically help certain people, namely
as
Elon.
does everything with the government.
Yeah, so it's like, at that point, does it matter? You know what I mean? Is it election tampering? No. Is anyone going to go to jail for it? No. Like, these are things that are just not that relevant, honestly. You know what I mean? Like, we can talk about this all day, but Twitter can do what the fuck they want. You know what I mean? Elon can take us all off Twitter right now. He can shut it down if he wants. You know what I mean? But what he wants to do is squeeze every single dollar that he can out of it. And the best way to do that is to trash the last people who are running it. So that's why I don't want to hear about it unless someone's indicted. Fuck the Twitter files. Elon Musk is not a whistleblower. That's all I got. He's a capitalist. He's not Edward Snowden.